Welcome to the Gossip Farm channel. This is episode 12. Today, I messed up by using a word I didn't know the meaning of, and now I'm being doxxed. This evening, I decided, regretfully, to engage in a social media post about police officers. Basically, the post was saying that city police no longer have to wear name badges on their uniforms to prevent doxing. I thought doxing meant identifying, so I commented and said, officers should be doxxed though. Needless to say, the internet tore me apart and multiple people said they're going to dox me. I googled what doxing actually means, and now I'm totally freaked. One person even found out where I work and posted it, and said they will be contacting my employer to hold me accountable. Obviously, lesson learned that I should really know what a word means before I use it. Yeah, I effed up, and now I'm scared. I guess a P learned their lesson and won't do the same mistake again. Hope everything is all right with them. Now on to the next story. Today, I messed up by sleeping on a job. I work as a customer service representative, as a telephone operator, as well as handling email inquiries. I used to work in an office, but ever since the pandemic, I solely work from home. The amount of inquiries, that is, the job I have to handle, really depends on amount of customers using my company's services and how the system is holding up. Today was a very boring day. Barely anybody was needing our help, and the number of inquiries were scarce. So, I thought it wouldn't be a bad idea to take a short nap, maybe about 30 minutes. I made sure my phone line wouldn't disconnect by placing auto-click grid on a communication tool and turned the notifications on and bumped up the volume so that whenever I receive a call, the loud ringing would wake me up for sure. Turned out it was a bad idea. When I woke up after about 30 minutes, I got 2 messages from my boss, asking me what the heck I'm doing. While I was asleep, I did not miss any calls because there were none. However, I slept on messages from my colleagues asking me about other email-based inquiries. I answered their questions immediately and finished my job, leaving no inquiries unanswered by the time my shift was over. However, my boss is still suspicious, saying I haven't been able to focus on the job, and I was away for more than an hour. Which is not the case, but it is true that I was sleeping on a job. The boss says I still need to explain myself and what I was doing for an hour next morning. I guess I have to spill my guts and say, good old, I swear this never happens again. Well, sleeping on the job is never a good idea. Oh, P sure knows that now. If you're enjoying this video so far, please take a second to hit the like button. Next up is, today I messed up by pressing a button. Okay, so to preface this, I work in an industry with a lot of mechanical elements and different industrial processes. Basically, if I mess up, people get hurt. Thankfully, my mistake was rather small, and the emergency system caught it, but not in time. Now on to the story. It's a normal day at the plant, and we are doing a batch of hydrazine. It's basically formic acid. Now, we typically make it in giant vats, but our main vat was down for maintenance. Nobody told me. I proceeded to start the process from the control room without double-checking my valve lineup. Now, understand, the second I press this button, it dumps in a bunch of water into the tank, the main tank. So basically, I press the button, and the next thing I know, I'm getting a call on the emergency phone. I have just flooded the plant as the service hatch was open. Thankfully, almost everything is waterproof, and a few workers just got washed out of the service hatch. Not a big deal. Anyway, eventually the system starts to pressurize with CO2 and the emergency trips no pressure in main tank. Just to be clear, I get the notification, then the call. Anyway, nobody was injured, but I did get a talking to and the maintenance chief was torn a new one for not informing me. I guess we could all learn a lesson from OP's situation. Communication is extremely important, especially if you work in this kind of place. Last story for the day. Today, I messed up by finishing off my customers' leftover food off their plates and contracting hepatitis. I work as a server in a small restaurant, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows that whenever a customer doesn't finish their meal or ask for it to be boxed up, we obviously throw it away. But for the past few weeks or so, instead of throwing the food away after my customers were done with their meal, I have been eating the leftovers remaining on their plates. We are not allowed to do this, so I just quickly scarfed it down when I returned the plates to the back, and no one was looking. It was going okay until I suddenly got sick, Turned out that I had hepatitis. It's been awful. I couldn't hold down food for days, not to mention that I have been looking like a minion for a week now. I had no choice but to report it at work, and I also decided that it was a good idea to come clean about how I probably got it, which almost got me fired. I'm lucky that I got away with only a warning, but I also can't work for the next 2 weeks. I guess it's the consequences of my own actions. At least I still have a job. Finishing food after people you don't know is clearly a bad idea. OP learned this lesson a hard way. I hope they get better soon. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a second to like the video and subscribe to our channel. It makes all the effort we put into making this videos worth it. Thanks.